So 6 days ago, Kmel published this Instagram live talking about how he is an abuser. He's talking about his past and he's talking about his history of hurting people. He claims that he wants to apologize and that he seeks forgiveness from these people, but in my opinion, I feel like this video is nothing more than a very pitiful excuse for an apology. I think his words are very empty. I think his words hold no meaning. And I really feel like you can see that he doesn't actually care about these people and the people that he's affected in this video at all. This seems like nothing more than an excuse to boost his own ego and to gain a few clicks on the internet, perhaps to gain some relevancy and to maybe boost his own personal image, which I think is just downright horrendous. I feel like I wanted to discuss the meanings of this video simply because it goes to show some of the problems that we have in our breaking community. It's gone to show some of the problems that we've had as a breaking community historically and how maybe some of those things may continue if we continue to enable this sort of behavior within our events, jams, and practice sessions. Anyways, Bob's your uncle.
I want to apologize to all the women that I've ever did anything to. Like, I want to confess here on live that I raped a woman before. Like, real talk. Like,
he got to the point, he exposed himself very quickly, but I do feel like this is sort of just something that he wanted to push aside and maybe wanted to push aside so that he could continue talking about his own agenda and his own ideals. Again, this is just rather pathetic.
I remember a chick stayed at my house and, we got drunk, got all that, and she was drunk, I was drunk. And I think at that time, as being dudes, you feel like you lay with a chick. If she's in the bed with you and all this, you gonna do what you do. You be thinking the chick ain't sleep, you not sleep because you horny. Do whatever I do to her. Then she wake up and she like, yo, what you, bro, I was asleep, I was drunk. And I'm like, you got into bed with me. I thought you knew what was going on. She's like, no, I didn't, bro. That's crazy. Like, bro, that's rape. And that's crazy.
This is crazy. Like, the fact that he was surprised that he acted in this way. The fact that he sort of separated himself from his own actions, I think is very shallow, and I think it's very dismissive to the hurt and the pain that he caused these people.
Please, God, Jesus Christ, please forgive me for everything I've done to women. Please, every woman, and please, women, forgive me for what I've done to you.
Out of 122 likes and maybe the 40 to 50,000 views that you got on the live, I don't think any one of them is probably this woman that you abused and that you hurt. You are really just talking to a brick wall.
My boy Rebirth talking about he wanted to fight and do all this and get all crazy online. And I was stupid for doing that because...
He further continues to go on this tangent and brings in another breaker within the scene. B-Boy Rebirth or Tells One, Ground Zero, Flipside Kings, FSK maybe? I don't know. Some B-Boy from Miami. Anyways, he goes ahead and he points the finger as well at this guy, saying that he was an abuser as well.
You know what?
Every bad thing that you went through, I feel it. I know what you're going through.
My dude, you know what? I forgive you, man. And forgive me, man. We need Jesus, brother.
It's really like that Spider-Man pointing meme. Both of them sort of did scummy things, and the fact that they both did scummy things makes it better or more forgivable.
We did some stupid things and did some crazy things to women that we could have treated them the right way. We could have...
I think the next important point is the fact that he tries to justify his behavior with the old classic, we were all once young and dumb and we were all coming from trauma that sort of caused us to behave this way.
I'd just like to say one more time to all the women that I abused, all the women that I took advantage of, all the women that I hit, cursed out, verbally abused or mentally abused, physically abused.
Yeah, that's a blanket statement. That really is not effective here at all. You can't just ask every woman at once to agree to forgive you. I don't really think that's the way this works. I don't think going and asking the viewer of this Instagram live to forgive you as if they were God themselves is a good idea as well.
Please, God, Jesus Christ, please forgive me for everything I've done to women. Please. Every woman, and please, women, forgive me for what I've done to you.
So after he continues to plead and beg for mercy and forgiveness, he then goes on to say something along the lines of getting with young women as well.
Stop playing, man. Stop playing with these little girls too. Niggas played with them little girls before too. You get a certain age, you still think you can mess with a little 16, 7-year-old because they out there busting. So you think you can move around with them. You like 25, 27, 30. Yo, bruh. I've been there, man. I ain't gonna hold you. Repent, please. Yo, God, forgive me for this stuff, man, because...
A lot of us can claim that maybe this is nothing new within the breaking scene, and maybe a lot of us have known this sort of behavior in the scene for a while. But I really do feel like a lot of this behavior is kept under wraps, and I think it's really kept and swept under the rug. I think as a 40-plus-year-old man who has maybe traveled the world and has gained a lot of recognition and responsibility from the breaking scene that maybe he didn't ask for, the fact that he may have misused this power and maybe denied his ability to be responsible, I think maybe has shown him the wrong path.
You gotta know and turn that off. Like, yo, you know what? I'm grown, man. I can't be playing with these little girls out here. You feel me? Your eyes wandering. You know what Jesus said adultery is?
So here's the thing about his predatory desires. I still feel like this behavior sort of could very well happen to this day, especially with more open sales jams and an increased amount of young, vulnerable people coming into our scene. For an example, I went to Outbreak last year, 2024, and at the after party, there were minors at the party who I may have witnessed to have been drinking. I'm not too sure if this was actually the case, but the fact that minors were there at the after party and you couldn't really discern them from the responsible adults was pretty weird. They didn't have any wristbands. They didn't have a little X on their wrist to say that they were underage. I think having minors at the after party is 1000% a bad idea. And I think moving forward, that is something I would really like to not see happen in events anymore.
All right, so, I don't know, what was I just saying?
The fact that he's rolling a joint, he's grinding up some kush while he's apologizing for his abusive behavior, just goes to how little he cares about any of this, how little he cares about his actions and the hurt that he caused these people. I really think that's sort of what seals the deal. Like, this shit is just pathetic as hell. God aside, religion aside, just heart to heart, like, why the fuck would you do this?
Yeah, B-boys are some nasty dudes, man. You know what I mean?
I think B-boys are nasty dudes, especially at the higher echelons of competitive breaking. My problem is that I feel like the more trophies or more wins that a B-boy achieves, maybe the more entitled he is to act like a shithead and to be an annoyance to society. I hate that in our breaking scene. I hate that it only seems like we care about the opinions and the values and the ideals of people who win large breakdance competitions. I know that there's corruption in every industry, and maybe I am naive myself for thinking that breaking would be invisible or invincible to all of these mishaps, but lo and behold, I guess the truth is here. I guess we want to deny it. We want to deny that our precious craft is uncorrupt, but in reality, that is not the case.
Yeah, one thing I could say about gay B-boys, right? I don't want to mention the names of who I know was gay or stuff I used to do. I used to do little pranks on niggas and all that that I used to hear stuff about. I would call them and just act like I was somebody else. They know who they are. Sometimes they used to find out it was me, like, yo, Kmel, this you?
It is our good friend homophobia, something that is still kind of prevalent in the scene today. In addition to misogyny and just straight disrespect for anyone who is not a cisgendered person. something to strive for. This hypermasculinity, I think, is probably a reason why this behavior happens in the first place. And I think this sort of ego and this sort of desire to feel validated is probably to the detriment of a lot of people.
A lot of that stuff is gay. I didn't see niggas hump niggas in the butt like beep 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 beep, doing crazy stuff, right? I seen legs get humped one time, man. My nigga crazy legs got boned one time.
Yeah, so he's clearly not sorry for trolling gay b-boys. He's just like cackling up during his apology. And yeah, it's like clear as the day that he is not sorry at all. I don't know how you're not able to see through this as just like a normal human being. I have no idea if anyone in the breaking scene will actually enact some disciplinary action. The only thing that I've seen so far is the Korean Rock Post, where Kmel was asked to be a Rockin' judge for the next iteration of Rockin' Sensation, where in fact that decision was reversed and Kmel was essentially cancelled from judging that breaking battle. I tried looking for anything from Casper, from MZK, from Flayu, from Vicious, from Prodigy, from Flea Rock. Hello, it's Jaffrey from the future. So it turns out that Vicious ended up sharing this post to a story. As you can see, it sort of echoes most of what I've been saying in this video here, and it sort of echoes what we've been saying in the community for years now. I do feel like this is sort of like your daily reminder post that pops up every time an OG does something stupid, but at least he posted something, you know? At least he shared something. Meanwhile, Casper is posted up at karaoke. Anyways, back to the video. I don't think Red Bull is going to say shit about this, to be honest. I know Red Bull is probably going to sweep this shit under the rug for sure, just like they did with Crazy Legs. And I think that's just goddamn sad as hell. Like, this is really just another follow-up to the Diddy Legs saga. It doesn't seem like anyone's doing anything. No one's saying shit about this, you know, besides a few Instagram stories and a few comments. You know, is anything really going to go beyond this? I truthfully don't think so. Who the hell knows if anything will happen? And I think it's really sad that a lot of his close homies haven't really done anything to speak on his behalf. I think that's quite sad, and maybe just goes to show that maybe he has distanced himself from people that appear to be his friends. One of the last key points that he talks about, or one of the questions that he asks his supposed audience during the Instagram live is, what is the point of therapy? So a lot of the comments that I saw on the video claim that he should probably stop praying to God and maybe start seeking a therapist, to which I feel like we all probably got an answer to in this video.
Now, let's talk about that. Therapy. Is that talking to someone and letting it out and talking about it and being able to be an adult with someone that don't know you, but you can tell them what you're feeling? And now, what's therapy? Like, I know what it is and I understand it, but I just need to understand how does it help? And why does people need it?
You know, this guy is talking about therapy like it's some goddamn alien from Mars. Look, it's not that hard to understand.
At the end of the day, you have to do the work. She's right. Now, here's my other question. What is the work?
It's as bright as day that he needs therapy. He needs someone to talk to, because it's obvious that he doesn't have anyone in his network to talk to about these things, or at least the people in his network were not holding him accountable so that he can change his actions and cause less harm in the world. It's obvious that he was probably surrounded by a lot of yes men and a lot of people that enabled his behavior. And whoop-de-doo, a therapist is not that. A therapist is what I hope to be someone that can keep shit real. Someone to tell you that you are flawed. It's so obvious that no one told him that what he did was wrong, or else it wouldn't have taken him all these years to say this.
So, work, you think work is self-care? That's what...
Work is not going on Instagram Live for 2 hours to ramble to a bunch of people that followed you for your glory days. Jesus Christ is not a therapist. Jesus Christ cannot tell you that you're fucking up. Never meet your heroes because they will fail you. To be honest, I never really liked Kmel's breaking that much. I always thought the other members of Boogie Brats were better. Breakdance aside, I think this is just stupid. I think it's pitiful. And I think it's just downright sad that he would have to put himself through this.